Hello everybody, and welcome to your chakra and healing reading. What I want you to do right now is think of something that you're having trouble with, some sort of repeating pattern in your life. Just wherever you have questions or you're feeling troubled, you need guidance right now. Put it out to your spirit guides and ask them to draw you into the symbol that will lead you to the solution and the answer and the chakra that is affected, and why there's confusion or why this pattern keeps repeating, whatever it is for you personally. There are 8 different symbols to choose from. So go ahead and put your question out to your spirit guides and see which symbol you are drawn into. I will start with the first symbol. If you are drawn into any of the other symbols, go ahead to the timestamp below this video now. First symbol, you are being drawn into your crown chakra. All right, so whatever you're asking about, whatever you're going through, it has a lot to do with your crown chakra and what's taking place in that area. So let's pull a crown chakra card. There are 4 to choose from here, so let's see which one your spiritual team wants to bring out for you. Okay, stop right there. We have meditation coming through for you guys. So this being the overall energy attached to your crown chakra, this is where you are receiving the answers, you are receiving the guidance from your spiritual team, but it's not getting through. It's not a really good reception, like the wires are crossed, and messages are distorted. Therefore, your perception about certain things is distorted, or you may be feeling like you're very alone in this, and as much as you put it out to your spiritual team, to the angels, to the universe, you don't feel like there's much progress, or you're not receiving the answers, or the signs and synchronicities that you are getting seem to be very confusing, contradicting, conflicting. All right, so also physical ailments of this is you could be experiencing a lot of headaches, a lot of sinus issues, sleeplessness, a lot of really weird dreams, or just having a lot of trouble sleeping, feeling a bit uneased, unsettled, a bit anxious, and not really sure why. There's like a blockage going on in the crown chakra, and the first thing here is it's attached to meditation. So your spiritual team is saying you really need to quiet your intellectual mind, the mental body. And, if you don't meditate currently, it's highly recommended you do. There are a lot of wonderful meditations that you could do while awake or while sleeping on YouTube that helps, rebalance your chakras. It helps ground your energy. And once that takes place, you're just a much more open vessel, and you are able to receive things much more clearly. So meditation, highly recommended for you guys, just right out the gate, as well as Reiki, if you can get some Reiki, because there is a blockage, something going on in this crown chakra area. And typically, in this, you are probably highly spiritual, very spiritually gifted. You believe in God, Jesus. I don't know all the names of the different gods and all the different religions, but with this, you are very religious, very spiritual, psychically gifted, spiritually gifted, you good intuition, empathetic, all of those things. So you are naturally more sensitive to energies, to environmental changes and issues, lights, odors, all of those things. And you probably also recognize that when you feel happy, you feel it more extremely than the average person. And when you feel sad, you feel it more extremely than the average person. Same goes with like temperature, hot and cold. All right, so you are very sensitive. It's very important that you are always aware of your energy, your aura, where your chakras are at, and if your energy is not grounded, and if you're too caught up in your mind over analyzing, worrying, things like that, because it just gets you all balled up, and the answers, the solutions, it's like they're being said but you're not receiving. So let's pull a house card here and see, which area of your life externally this is most impacting. Okay, so we have the fifth house. This has to do with your happiness, your passion, your desire, your excitement for life. Could involve romantic situations, could involve children for some of you. So you are receiving the answers around this fifth house energy, your life purpose, what you should be doing, what would really make you happy, what changes you need to make in your life to be happy, or feeling as though you know what would make you happy, but you don't have the means or a way to achieve or get there. And none of that is true. Your spiritual team is like, no, we've been giving you the answers and the solutions to help with this, your happiness, your passion, your excitement, your romance, children, whatever it is for you specifically, trying to help you with that. And that's very positive. It means that, whatever the trouble is here, it absolutely can be shifted. And it just has a lot to do with you and rebalancing your energy and getting into that place of surrender and flow so that you can receive the insights, which will allow you to shift into a different perception about things. So let's see which archangel is trying to help you with this. Okay, so we have Archangel Metatron coming out, Divine Intelligence. And just as I was pulling this card, Archangel Metatron's like reminding me, and it's probably because we're getting to this point in the reading, that this here is the representation of the crown chakra for this reading. So moving forward, pay attention to the flame of this candle, all right? Because this is the chakra that is most impacted for you. There's a blockage there, and it's time for the healing to come in. So this is your flame, your purifying flame, your healing flame right there. And Archangel Metatron coming through with a divine intelligence. And I am not surprised to see that, just because, here we picked up on the fact of how spiritual you are, how spiritually gifted you are, etc. So divine intelligence, there's a lot of information that you receive from the higher realms, okay? Absolutely, 100%. And, you could have any profession, but whatever it is, I really feel that part of your journey this lifetime is dispensing a spiritual insight, wisdom, healing, and that could play out in so many different ways. But the wisdom you receive is priceless. You are such a divinely intelligent being. Your soul is so grown and wise. And I hope that you know that and that you feel that. And maybe this is your confirmation of that, just because this crown chakra has been a bit blocked. All right, let's pull some tarot and take a look there. And I actually meant to do the cards like this. I was just so caught up over here with the crown. Okay, there we go. Oh, and Archangel Metatron, that's the angel that you want to call out to walk with you on this journey, to help, balance your energy, ground your energy, bring forth the insight and understanding that you're seeking. He will be right there for you. Yeah, look at that. The High Priestess, and this is knowledge, wisdom, sacred mystery, awareness. That's the energy of the past. So you being very, very tapped in, plugged into the higher realms. Now, in the present, we have the Strength card, and this is instinct, energy, courage, and poise. And also, grounding your energy, no matter what's going on, no matter what you're facing in the present, you are strong enough, you are able, you are capable to make it through anything. You are an amazing being. All right, future, we have judgment, transformation, renewal, liberation, uplifted. Okay, so in your reading, you have 3 major arcana coming out. I only pulled 3 cards, and they're all major arcana. So again, part of this message, I feel, is to really reiterate to you your significance, your divinity. You're spiritually gifted. You're meant to be happy. You are very much connected into the higher realms. You know, just depending on when you're watching this reading, you know, throughout the year, you could be like, we have eclipses going on and we have retrogrades going on. All of that can really jack up our connection to the higher realms, okay? And so if you were really tapped in and it's like now you're just not, don't freak out. All is well, okay? There's just energy shifting inside of you. And if we're blocked here at the crown, that's because there's an activation, you know, that you are ready to receive, but there's some resistance within your conscious mind, subconscious mind, some part of your energy field, okay? There is a bit of resistance in receiving this activation, because in receiving the activation, everything shifts, everything changes. So, you know, walking with Archangel Metatron, he will help guide you into what that, you know, blockage is that's preventing this activation, this upgrade, this beautiful shift taking place inside of you, because it's absolutely time for that. And after that process, the blockage dissipates, and you know, everything begins to make sense. You feel grounded, you feel strong, you feel your purpose, and you are invigorated to move forward once again. And you know, judgment coming out, this is also attached to some life lessons, some spiritual lessons that you've been going through. It really attached to your spiritual growth, your spiritual gifts with the High Priestess, and you know, a lot of things that have been hidden from you as you're you resolve this blockage in the crown chakra. It all comes to light. Okay, so let's pull some more cards. Ground your light, let your soul shine. Yes, so we know that that's part of the remedy here for you guys, is we need to focus on meditating and grounding our energy much more, and less time and focus on worry and like desperately seeking solution and understanding when it's just evading you like that. Really tell yourself, okay, I need to pull back, I need to surrender, I need to ground my energy, I need to connect in with Mother Earth Gaia, I need to seek assistance and understanding with Archangel Metatron, and it will happen. Okay, and now we have energy signature. The past is in the present. All right, so this is part of the blockage, you know, and your energy signature, your energy field, we already you know, determine that. So it's something of the past is still current in your energy field, but it's like that energy is no longer viable for your journey moving forward, and there's some part of you energetically that's holding on to it. And again, you may be consciously or unconsciously aware of it, and that's why Archangel Metatron's trying to come in to help you with that, to identify it and then allow it to resolve, ground your energy, rebalance your energy so that you can move forward. And it's like a big clearing of karma as well with this judgment coming out. Okay, let's pull you some advice. All right, there we go. Seek to enlarge your appreciation of the beauty of nature, animals, and humans. So very important for you to connect into Mother Earth Gaia as well. Gaia and Archangel Metatron wanting to help you with this journey, clear that blockage of the crown chakra so you can receive the, you know, upgrade activation that's trying to come through. And there is something that you've got to resolve, like leave in the past, so that you can move forward, because whatever that is, it is now complete on your journey, and your soul is ready to step into new experiences. So those are your messages for this first symbol. It's attached to the crown chakra. I hope that this has helped you, and I am wishing you all the best. Take care. All right, so for this second symbol, you have been led to your root chakra, which the root chakra is represented by this candle down here. So that's where you want to focus your energy, you know, to the flames going on. And actually right now, this particular candle, the flames are a bit low. And with the root chakra, we're going to go a little bit deeper than we are with any of the other chakras. So that is because, if your root chakra is impacted and balanced, that affects every other chakra in your chakra system. Also, in this particular deck, there is the root chakra and then the base chakra. So I'm actually going to pull you two different cards and really dig in and see what your spiritual team is trying to do and help you with. So we will start with the root chakra, and there's 4 cards for each chakra. So we'll see which one your spiritual team is wanting to bring out. Okay, this one right here. So we have family. This is your roots. This is your ancestry. This is, your physical bloodline. This is your spiritual ancestry. There's so much that goes into this particular card for family. And next, let's pull out the base and see what accompanies this. Okay, right here. Okay, rebirth. So with these two coming out together, whatever you are asking about, it could be specifically around, your family, your ancestry, your roots, your karma, things of the past, okay? Or it could be completely unrelated to those things, but your spirit guides are trying to let you know that what you're asking about, the reason why there's a repeating pattern or you're in the struggle, is because it goes back to these energies right here: your family, your upbringing, your ancestry, your karma, this life, past life, things in the past. So it could be specifically that or unrelated. Whatever you're asking about, though, it's right here. It's attached to these energies, and it has to do with your root chakra. And so when this chakra is out of balance, what's going on is you feel very insecure. You could be struggling a lot financially, with work, with abundance, with resources, and just an overall sense of well-being, because when the root chakra is not firmly grounded into Mother Earth Gaia, every other chakra becomes affected. Your, sacral chakra, your solar plexus, and your solar plexus is your personal power and your manifestational ability. Your heart chakra is next. So right here, your spiritual team wants you to, I feel like they're saying go back, go way back, because what you think is wrong or why certain things are the way they are, as it's not that. It has something to do, man, this feels so karmic to me. And with that rebirth there, it's like it's time to shed that karmic energy, to shift out of a perpetual cycle that may have been taking place over lifetimes, or just a repeating pattern this lifetime, over and over, the same thing over and over. And now your soul is wise enough, you've gained the lesson, the understanding, the experience at the soul level, and now it's time for that understanding at the soul to shift into the conscious mind. And once you get this energy back in order in this root chakra, things will really get much, much better for you. So important that you start doing daily meditations to really ground and balance your root chakra, connecting with Mother Earth Gaia especially. There are tons of those types of meditations on YouTube. Just do a search and ask your spiritual team to lead you to the best one for you. And, after even just a week of it, you're going to notice a difference, and things are going to start feeling better, and things are going to start making more sense. You're going to feel filled with more optimism and positivity. Okay. You've got to think of it like this. When you get physically ill and you run a high fever and you start getting dehydrated, that high fever alone makes you feel like death, right? And then as you get dehydrated, you start feeling worse and worse. And it feels like, and the way your body feels is like you're much sicker than you really are. It's just the fever, and then a bit of dehydration, and it makes you feel really, really bad. But, you know, once you get the fever under control and you begin to hydrate yourself, maybe take a Tylenol for the fever, drink some coconut water for the hydration, you just start coming back to life. You start feeling better. And that's what's going on here. Once you start getting this root chakra balanced, cleaned out, and rooted strongly into Mother Earth, it's like you're just naturally going to start feeling better, and it's a progression of betterment moving forward from that space. All right. So let's pull a house card and see which area of your life that, you know, this is really impacting, and you could be aware of it or unaware of it. So let's see. Okay, so you guys have 5th house energy, and look at, there's red with that root chakra. So this is your happiness, your passion, your desire, your excitement for life, for your dreams, for your goals. Could be attached to romance, could also be attached to children and family. Okay, so 5th house energy, I would highly recommend, you know, if you don't know a lot about the 5th house, doing a Google search and just researching, digging in, and then you will start connecting the dots and saying, oh my gosh, I see how this is all connected. And once this root chakra is healed, it's like this, all of this starts getting better. Okay, and again, there's a lot of karma that's been resolved, a lot of experience that's been gained at the soul, and it's time for you to birth into that new phase, that new version of yourself. So let's see which archangel is coming in to help you with this journey. And you know what? Look at, this is card 5, and this is the 5th house. 5s are all about change and transformation. We have Archangel Michael coming through and enchantment. So as you are working on these meditations, call upon Archangel Michael to help, you know, bring the truth, to help sever ethereal cords, old energy that's still attached to you that no longer belongs there karmically. It doesn't belong there anymore. He will come in very, very strong and help you with all of that. He's a powerful archangel, and he wants to help. He absolutely does, because with rebirth, it's like version 2.0 of you, where what happens through this rebirth is all these issues and struggles and challenges that you have been experiencing, like that doesn't exist in this new realm, this new reality that you're birthing into. Again, because you've resolved that karma and you've learned the lessons spiritually. It's time for all of that to come into the conscious mind now, and for your energy to shift and elevate and move into new experiences. So let's pull some tarot. Okay, so in the past we have the Steward of Stones, which would be the Page of Pentacles, and this says communicate, learning, critical thinking, and scholarship. So in the past, this is like where you were learning these lessons at a soul level, coming through as a page, like learning new, which has really changed your mental body, shifting, you know, starting from your soul, because that's where you ultimately learn from, and it's shifting the mental body, it's shifting the emotional body, and it's time to shed those heavier energies. In the present, we have the Five of Trees, championship, rivalry, competition, contend. Now, right now, you kind of feel as though you are in this struggle, like in the rat race, so to speak, like you've got to fight at every turn for everything you have, for what you stand for, and you know, this could be very exhausting. And I just want to point out, this is another 5 coming through. So 5 is very significant for you. It could be the 5th month, which is May. It could be the 5th day of the year. 5 years, 5 months, 5 weeks, something about 5 is more significant for you than just the you know, numerology meaning that's attached to it. And now we have the Four of Water, and this says sanctuary, saturated, despondent, and so this is like what's up ahead. Now, This, what I feel for this is coming through as the Four of Water, Four of Cups is what it would be. Not contending to your root chakra and really putting a deep emphasis on that, is like you'll still perpetuate whatever it is that you are asking about, and you don't deserve that anymore. Like, you never deserved it. We learn, we go through challenges and struggles for us to learn and to grow, and there's different karmas that get created through that. You've resolved all of that, so these challenges, like, they don't align to you karmically anymore. But you've got to heal this root chakra. You've got to connect to Mother Earth Gaia to really heal this, to push forward, to birth into the new version of you. And Archangel Michael right there wanting to help you with that. And all of this may be like, this is not the information I wanted, or I was hoping for something more. And that comes through in the Four of Water. And it's like, nope, start here. Start with that root chakra. Also with the root chakra, you could be experiencing a lot of stomach aches, a lot of bowel issues, where you're either plugged up or you can't stop. Things could be upsetting your tummy. You could be uncomfortable in your lower back area. And again, a big sense of like insecurity, kind of flapping in the wind, not knowing from day to day what's going to happen. And once you heal that root chakra and ground yourself to Mother Earth Gaia, all of that will start to dissipate. The water energy, a cleansing. Okay, let's pull some more cards. Meditation. Improvements require persistence. So here it is, your spiritual team as well as Archangel Michael saying meditation, meditation, meditation for that root chakra. Also Reiki, eating red foods is helpful. Do research on the root chakra, like everything you can find to help yourself to heal that chakra, to rebalance yourself, because right there, once that takes place, it's like everything just starts clicking into place. Next out is mindful wisdom, create inner harmony. And this is just letting you know, like, your soul has really evolved through everything, okay? Everything. And now it's time for that wisdom to shift into your conscious mind, and that takes place as you heal this root chakra. All right, let's pull one final card for advice. It says work daily towards improving your mental health. Yeah, that's where we stop worrying, we stop focusing so much on everything that's going wrong and, feeling anxious and afraid. And all of that naturally begins to shift as your root chakra is healed. I promise you. Oh my goodness. Yes, I promise you. And call upon Archangel Michael. And, you've got to stick with it. It's not an easy fix. Like, even if you start feeling better, you've got to stick with it for, I would say, like 2 weeks to a month for sure, at a minimum. That's just like when the doctor tells you, take all your antibiotics, and on like day 5 or 6, you're feeling better. So you decide to stop taking them, and then it comes back with a vengeance. No, all the way through, at least 2 weeks to a month. A lot of meditation and Reiki if you can. So those are your messages. I am wishing you all the best. Take care. All right, so this third symbol, you are actually being drawn to your star soul chakra. All right, so this is very powerful stuff. Whatever you've been asking about, whatever you're struggling with, the highest realms are truly trying to come in and help you with that. And for many of you, this feels more of a spiritual matter rather than like a mental body, an emotional body, or something going on in reality. Even though it may be experienced that way, manifested as such, it's something going on with your star soul chakra. So there are 4 cards to choose from for star soul chakra. So let's take a look and see which one your spiritual team wants to bring out for you. Okay, we've got some soul healing going on. Now, as I go through this reading, I want you guys to, gaze upon the flame here This is the candle that represents the star soul chakra. So this is where a lot of energy is going to be coming in for you guys. All right, so soul healing. With this, many of you have probably maybe recently gone through dark night of the soul, maybe going through dark night of the soul, just going through a lot of heavy challenges in your life, and that can play out in so many different ways. It manifests in many different forms, and ultimately why all of this is playing out is because it's causing your soul to like reach higher, reach for the light. It's like you're under the soil, okay? And you're reaching for the light, okay? And that's why you feel buried. That's why it's dark. That's why, you know, whatever you're asking about has felt so heavy. And this, you know, feels attached to multiple things for some of you. And that's why. It's because you are growing at the soul, and that is very hard. That's some of the hardest things you experience in the human form. You know, having the human experience is when it's time for the soul to grow, and that's what you've been going through, and your spiritual team wants you to know that. And man, when you break through the surface, it's like you just go into a whole nother world, a whole nother dimension, from anything that you have been able to reach energetically, you know, before. Wow, this is deep. So let's pull a card here and see the primary area of your life this is impacting, or that your spiritual team wants to talk about. You may not even be relating, okay, this area of your life to what you're asking about. Okay, so we have the third house. This is about learning, understanding, growing, communication. There you go. Part of what you've been going through at the soul to grow is preparing you for new experiences on this life journey. And it could be in the workplace, all right? Your skill set, what you do for a living. That could be shifting, that could be changing. You're opening yourself up to like a whole new world, all right? And the workplace is just one example. This is a general reading, and what you guys are asking about is all different. But what you've been going through at the soul, you're growing at the soul, and outside of that, it's also changing things, teaching you things about this life journey that's opening up different doors and opportunities for you in the future, you know. And some things, it's like you learn in your early 20s and it's not significant, but then when you get to be like 45, it really comes into play. All things are connected, all right? So you're going to start seeing more of that, but let's pull the archangel that's trying to help you with this process at this time. We have Archangel Michael, and I am present. He is a powerful archangel, and he is coming in to help you break through the surface, to help you bring you into that truth, to help rise you into the higher realms of existence, of understanding, of, you know, existing, because you are truly a multi-dimensional being, and it's time for you to reach a new dimension in this life journey, which changes everything. It changes how you perceive, it changes how you feel, it changes how you go about doing things, how you make decisions, just everything across the board. Like major recalibration for you. It's almost like your soul was a caterpillar, and you're in the cocoon, like that's the phase, and you're gonna bust out. Your soul's turning into a butterfly. Like, wow, this is so deep. Whew. All right. Let's pull some more cards. Some tarot. Spirit of water, breathtaking, sublime, ingenuity, and impact. So you have spirit of water, and this is sitting in the past. that tells me again of how much soul growth you've been going through, and what you are about to like transform into. It's not all for nothing. And instead of trying to understand everything from an intellectual or emotional perspective and point of view, it's time to go to the soul. What does the soul know? And also Archangel Michael, usually Archangel Raphael is the archangel that is healing, when we're sad, when we're weak, all those different things. But Archangel Michael is coming in, and he is the one that is wanting to help you heal all the way, like emotional body, mental body, and soul, like across the board. Now we have the Lovers. Okay, so many of you could have experienced a lot of this heartache and turmoil through relationships, and that is all relationships: family, friend, romance, co-worker, mentors, people like that you trusted that really just pulled the rug out from underneath you. Could be a lot of people have let you down throughout your life journey, and that's what's led up to the moment of, the struggles, everything you're going through. And the reason why your spiritual team is talking about, what you asked about in this capacity, is to let you know, like, all of this truly can shift and change. It's like a metamorphosis of everything about you, not just the soul, the mental body, as well as the emotional body. Now we have the Six of Trees: accolades, jubilation, expectations, good news. Yes, there it is. There is that beautiful shift. And after that takes place, it's like you're just in a whole new world, a whole new way of experiencing, of perceiving. And, what plagued you, what troubled you, what you feel haunted you, plagued you, it's no longer a factor. You overcome it. Part of Dark Night of the Soul is to peel away all the layers of ego, of life, of energy, of habit, of behavior that is no longer going to be of service up ahead in the future. It's truly a shedding of identity and, morphing into a brand new person, really, because so much changes, I can say I have been through Dark Night of the Soul. It lasted about 5 or 6 years. And, I know what it feels like to truly lose everything, to be screwed over in every way possible, for everything to go wrong all at the same time. And it's hard to get through. But at this point, I will tell you, I am beyond grateful for every single step of that darkness, that pain, that journey, the disillusionment, the waking up, all of it, because it made me into who I am today. And who I am today is somebody that I love and I can be with, be in my own energy, and be just fine. And before all of that, I can't say that was the truth. So what you're going through isn't to oppress you, isn't a punishment. It's really to grow you, to develop you, to cause you at a soul level to reach for something much bigger, something much, much more than where you are or what you feel you are in this moment. And Archangel Michael coming in with his sword of power to walk through that darkness with you. Nothing can harm you. You can cut it all away, all out of your experience, and like you are going to rise. Let's pull some more cards. All right, there we go. That one definitely wanted to come out. Okay, and this is Divine Will. Let go of fear. Trust your path. Trust your journey. Trust that it's all truly leading to something spectacular. Now we have Love and Light. Act with care. Love yourself. Be gentle on yourself. Don't burn bridges. Don't act in emotion, being triggered. Sometimes there are people that we need to put distance in our life with them. but that doesn't mean burn the bridge. Like when you're really emotional, when you're really going through it, that is not the time to make big decisions like that. You know, sometimes the universe just naturally shifts things out of your life. And if that's happened, you've got to know that it is truly for your highest good, even if in the moment it's happening, you don't see it as such. It is truly for your highest good, okay? And it's leading to better things up ahead. And like I said, I've been through this, and it's worth it. It really is. I know it's hard going through it, but I promise you, be strong. Call upon Archangel Michael, and you know, with your divine will, have it. And look at that. Here it is, like the breakthrough of that light right there. Yeah, you're on the verge, okay? This is star soul chakra. This is other dimensional. This is so spiritual. I would highly recommend like that you look into the star soul chakra. You know, how to balance it, how to heal it, how to open it, how to expand it, just as much information as possible. It will help you so much on your journey, as long as along with really tapping into Archangel Michael. All right, so it says, in the moment, if you can, remove your judgment and criticism and truly listen to someone. You will empower them. That is you. You listen to your soul. It will empower you. Listen to Archangel Michael. It will empower you. All right, so what's going on, everything you're facing, what you've asked about, it's more of a spiritual matter, even though it's physically manifested in different ways. And it's all about that star soul chakra and like this breakthrough, you going into a whole new dimension, coming out of the darkness. All right, so those are your messages for this third symbol. I hope that this has helped, and I am wishing you lots of love and light. Take care. All right, symbol 4 is actually drawing you into your solar plexus chakra. And this is the candle here that represents the solar plexus energy. So, you know, really focus on the flame of this candle and draw the energy from this candle into your solar plexus chakra. So what you've asked about is attached to your solar plexus chakra in some capacity. And this is your energy center of power, where you manifest, where you stand up for yourself, your bravery, your courage, your leadership. Okay, so let's pull a card here, see what your spiritual team wants to say. All right, inner strength is what's coming through for you guys. And so whatever you're asking about, it's either really impacted your inner strength, your personal empowerment, or your spiritual team is encouraging you to come into your personal power, and from that space you will really take charge and you will manifest. Okay, now this to me is feeling like this chakra is out of balance, and when the solar plexus is out of balance, two things can happen here. It's either an overuse of power, or severely underusing of personal power. All right, so you have to apply that how it fits for you. And it could be where somebody is overusing their power against you as well. But your personal power, how you perceive yourself, your strength, your will, that's being affected right now in whatever you are asking about. And so you need to do some solar plexus chakra work to help balance this energy and reclaim your personal power and feel strong in your stance, unmovable, unshaken, you know. And with the solar plexus, that's, you know, where you get the butterflies in your stomach when you feel nervous. That's you're feeling your solar plexus. Also, you can get a lot of stomach aches and tummy troubles when this chakra is out of balance. All right, so highly recommend you guys doing healing meditations on your solar plexus chakra. There are tons of them on YouTube. Also, getting some Reiki could be helpful, because once this chakra is back in balance, you know, there's a tempering within you where you're not going to be willing to give your power away, nor are you going to overexert your power and, try to control others or make them feel inferior in any capacity. And, when you're no longer willing to give your personal power away, you will no longer accept or tolerate behavior that's condescending or dishonoring towards you, that's an attack on your divinity, on what you stand for. Okay, so and this is also about your divine masculine energy, whether you are male or female. So there's a distortion in that, and that's what needs to be addressed and healed and fixed, and then everything else just starts falling into place. So let's pull a house card and see which area of your life is being impacted by this the most. And you may be aware or unaware of this. This is just something your spiritual team wants to bring out and bring to your awareness. Okay, so we have the 9th house coming through, and this is all about like higher spirituality, higher understanding, higher learning. It could also involve some authority in a sense. And so, this coming out, I really feel like you're giving a lot of your personal power away. And also, this is our manifesting center. This is our channeling center. When we're, connected to the universe and we're thinking about things that we want to manifest, there's a lot going on in this chakra. So, this is affecting things that you're manifesting, things that you are experiencing, and it's also preventing you from higher understanding, higher spirituality about the situation that you're asking about. So let's pull an archangel and see which archangel is trying to come in and help you with this. Okay, so we have Archangel Michael coming through with patience, and he is a popular archangel in these chakra readings. I'll tell you what, he is coming in. He wants to empower you, and you know what? For solar plexus, that is the perfect archangel for the job. He carries the sword of power. He wants to place it in your hands so that you can cut through any obstacle, any negative energy, any beliefs that attack your mental body that do not belong there, that are untruths, that steal your power, that make you feel small. All right. He's coming in strong. He wants to lead you to the truth. Okay, this higher knowing, this higher understanding, he's coming in to help you with that. So again, he's the perfect archangel. He's all about empowerment, protection, as well as truth. And here it is where you need that truth, the higher understanding, and you need that personal empowerment and that protection so that you can move forward fearlessly. All right, let's pull some tarot. So we have the Lovers in the past. So this could definitely be connected to just different relationships and relationship dynamics that you're currently involved in or have been involved in the past. And this could be friends, family, co-workers, managers, romances, just anything really. And now in the present, we have the 7 of Stones, and this is compensation, reward, rest from work, satisfaction. This would be the 7 of Pentacles. So right now in the present, it's just kind of like you feel like you're spinning your wheels. All your energy and effort is for nothing. It's overlooked. It's not panning out into anything. And again, that goes back to that loss of feeling of personal power. And in the future, okay, this is very nice. We have earth energy coming through, and this means manifestation. This means solidity to this solar plexus chakra. You know, once you regain balance of that and heal that chakra, you are going to be unstoppable. You are a very magical being. And it's like once the understanding is able to finally come through, everything will make sense for you, and you're going to change your mind about certain things. It's some things like that you were really hoping for or wanting. You know, once this chakra is healed and that higher understanding comes in, both in the mental body as well as spiritually, you're going to change your mind about what it is you're reaching for, what it is that you want, and which direction you're headed. In fact, once you heal this chakra, a lot is going to change for you. A lot is going to improve for you in wonderful ways. This being the earth energy, this is physical manifestation, so your external reality. And you know, that's the biggest part of manifesting, is that solar plexus chakra. That's the energy, the powerhouse of that. And it's time for you to have satisfying manifestations, and to not, you know, feel small or uncertain or flapping in the wind. All right, let's pull a couple more cards. Third eye vision, reclaim your mind. Yes, yes. Do you see that? Archangel Michael helping you with that, because when we feel disempowered in the solar plexus, that throws the mental body off, thinking small thoughts of ourselves, thinking that we can't or we won't, or we're trapped or we're restricted, when that's not the case at all. Now we have living light energy, see the beauty of life. Yes, once your personal empowerment is regained, things are much more beautiful, okay? And that's because things are, you know, feeling more in your control. Your life feels more satisfying. You have your power, you have your courage, you have your bravery. Also, you know, that being the divine masculine, you feeling whole and complete within yourself. All right, let's pull some advice. Oh, all right, there we go. Trust in divine order. You are being helped. See, you are. And that's like, you know, a yellow color. And that's the color of the solar plexus chakra. So call upon Archangel Michael to help you with this. Do those solar plexus chakra meditations, because it's time for you to reclaim your personal empowerment and to manifest beautiful things in your life. It is right there for you, okay? So I hope that these messages have helped, and I am sending you so much love and light. Take care. All right, so for this fifth symbol, your spiritual head team has led you to your throat chakra, which is represented by this candle right here. So throughout the reading, you know, watch this candle here and draw the energy from it to your throat chakra. So whatever you're asking about is attached to your throat chakra. So let's pull a card here and see what your spiritual team has to say. All right, communication. So unspoken words, things left unsaid, not feeling like you have a voice, not feeling like you're being heard, okay? That's what's going on here with this throat chakra energy. Now, with this, you know, when the throat chakra is out of balance, you could have sore throats, your voice could sound off. You could have a really hard time speaking, you know, saying what you want to say. You know, everybody's been there in one of those situations where, you know, it's like there's nothing in you that could force a word out, even though there is so much you want to say, right? So for you guys, there's some unresolved words, a conversation, things that must be expressed, okay? Now, the things that must be expressed could be directly attached to what you're asking about, or it could be attached to something completely unrelated, all right? It's just your spiritual team is letting you know that there's truths, there's words, there's communication, there's expression that must come out to balance that throat chakra. And then, you know, all things affected by, you know, this clogged up throat chakra will begin to improve. So let's pull a card and see which area of your life this, you know, imbalanced throat chakra is impacting the most, whether you are aware of it or not. Okay, so we have the 9th house coming out. This is higher learning, higher understanding, authority. And so this is your soul trying to speak, trying to push truths forward, trying to, you know, have your voice heard, stand up for yourself, speak your truth, say what you've got to say, whether it's, you know, something really hard or difficult. It's like the time is now. It must come out. It will be such a release for you. And this communication, it could be where maybe the person specifically, you could never speak to them. Write a letter. Every single thing that you ever needed to say, wanted to say, write a letter or do a vlog. You know, you never have to share it or give it to anybody, but the expression, the, you know, act of getting it out of you, like that's what I'm feeling like. It needs to come out of you. And once that happens, things will feel so much better for you. And there's some spiritual insight that's trying to come in and guide you, and maybe you're fully aware of it, but it's like there's an inability to express or feeling quite blocked. So with this, I highly recommend that you do a lot of throat chakra meditations over the next week, 2 weeks, 30 days to really get that chakra back in order, back flowing nice and strong. And then it's just like what needs to be said is going to come out. There will be nothing in this world that can stop it. Let's pull an archangel to see which archangel is trying to help you with this. And here I'm clearing my throat through your guys' reading, which is the throat chakra. All right, we have Archangel Gabriel, and this is vindication. Wow. Look at all that blue energy. That is throat chakra all day long. Archangel Gabriel is the divine messenger. Okay. My goodness. And look at sorry. This just like showed up right as I'm doing your guys' reading. So yeah, there is a lot that needs to be cleared out of that throat chakra area. There's a lot that needs to be said, that needs to be expressed. And then all this blue coming through, and Archangel Gabriel being the divine messenger. I mean, that is just so synchronistic. And so it's not only the things that must be expressed by you, but there's also divine messages, which goes back to this 9th house energy, trying to come in to help you, to guide you, to give you the, you know, strength that you need for the expression, the truth, whatever this is for you personally. And also with all this blue, you know, don't be afraid to call on Archangel Michael as well. He will give you personal empowerment. He is the Archangel of truth, and he holds the sword of power, which allows you to cut yourself free from anything and everything that's holding you back. All right, let's pull some tarot. In the past, we have the 9 of clouds, which would be the 9 of swords, anticipation, anxiety, worry. In the present, we have the 5 of trees, championship, rivalry, competition, contend. So there's a internal conflict going on, 100% for sure, with whatever this is that must be expressed, must be said by you. There's the internal conflict strongly here. And then in the future, we have the creature of water, fluidity, lively, kindness, and depth. This would be the Queen of Cups in a standard tarot deck. So potentially you could be a water sign, or this could involve a water sign, but this goes back to the color blue for me once again, which is that throat chakra energy. You know, water is very healing to you guys right now. Sound therapy, meditation. Again, there's so much to choose from on YouTube. And these unspoken words, it does hold you back in multiple areas of your life and does impact other situations. Even though you may not think that it relates or it connects, it truly, truly does. And that's why your team is coming in strong, saying you need to focus on your throat chakra and what must be said. And maybe for some of you, this is coming into your personal truth. And maybe that's something that's shifting and changing right now. But Archangel Gabriel wants to help you with that, wants to bring down the divine insight that you need, the messages from the higher realms, and then empower you to speak those words forward, your personal truth, your expression, all of that. All right, let's pull some more cards. Spiritual evolution, set your heart free. There's the color blue once again, and saying what you have to say, even if it feels scary, hard, all of those things, it's truly what will liberate you and set you free, and it will just be a cascade effect in your life in other areas as well. And now we have energy signature. The past is in the present. So yeah, that speaks volumes. All these things in your throat chakra of the past, here's all that blue, again, is affecting the present in so many different ways that you may not be fully aware of at all. All right, so let's pull some advice. Acquire gratitude for life itself. All right, so this is your team saying, focus on what is positive, what is going well for you. Have gratitude for that. And also appreciate the ups and downs, because, whatever's caused you to feel like you can't express or to hold back is ultimately going to be the catalyst that liberates you forward to where you're never held back again once you overcome it. All right. So all of these residual things left unsaid inside of you, or not feeling like you have a voice, and it's attached to the past, it's now very present in today, in your everyday experience, and it's impacting multiple areas of your life. And also there's you're not receiving the divine guidance that you're seeking, like it's coming through, but for whatever reason, it's just like you're not absorbing it. And that's why Archangel Gabriel is coming through, because he wants to help you with that. He so does bring in those divine messages and, encourage you and empower you to have your voice, to speak your truth. So it's all about communication and conversation for you. Meditation for throat chakra, again, tons of them on YouTube to help you out. So those are your messages. I hope that this has helped you, and I'm wishing you all the best. Take care. If you were drawn into the sixth symbol, you have been led to your heart chakra by your spiritual team for whatever it is that you are asking about. So let's pull a heart chakra card and see what comes out. And also, this is the candle that represents the heart chakra. So pay attention to the flame and, draw the energy to your heart chakra from this candle. All right, let's see. Okay, so we have play coming through. This means it is time for you to not be so serious about whatever it is that you are asking about, seeking guidance on. It's time for you to get very playful, tap into your inner child, indulge more things that bring you happiness, that you do enjoy. Give yourself permission to relax, to have fun, to not be serious, to not always have to be so responsible and like holding it together. And maybe, for some of you, you're like, that's impossible. I have all these obligations, all these responsibilities, all this stuff weighing on me. And that's what this reading is about, to come in and help you balance this heart chakra. And in that space, you know, as your heart chakra heals, a lot of other things about you and your life will begin to naturally change because the energy of the heart chakra has shifted. And the heart chakra, you know, is pulling in those good experiences, and you know, it's where you notice the joy, the beauty, and the magic of life. It's where you love, you unconditionally love, and you're just connected with spirit and with Mother Earth Gaia and all that is. And your spiritual team really wants to lead you back to that space so that you can start enjoying life again. And I do feel, even though this is play, a lot of you, there's some forgiveness in your heart. Like there's some negative energy, like I see some darkness in your heart, and that's your pain of, you know, different things that have happened to you, and that's also affecting your ability to be vulnerable, to be silly, to just enjoy yourself, to not worry about image, not worry about what other people are thinking, and just like enjoying life, reclaiming the magic of what it is to exist on the earth plane. So let's pull a card here and see which area of your life is most impacted and affected by this imbalance in the heart chakra. And you may be aware of it or you may not be aware of it. Okay, so we have the second house coming out. And this is, look at all that green energy, which is heart chakra. Second house is our assets, our resources, our finances, the way we indulge, happiness, connection. So right now, as I'm recording this, in early March, or the last day of February, early March, Venus, which is the ruler of the second house, she is moving into Taurus, which is also the house, you know, second house is occupied by Taurus. So just because I know that astrology is happening as I'm recording this, regardless of when you're watching it, there's a big, beautiful improvement coming for you, okay? Venus is going to bless you big time, but you have to make the conscious choice and effort to heal and open this heart chakra once again, and, you know, channel the energies of Venus, as well as, you know, even if you're not Christian, Jesus is attached to Venus, second house energy, heart chakra. You know, call upon him and, you know, seek advice, seek guidance, seek healing. Also seek that from Venus. Now let's pull an archangel and see what archangel would like to help you with this journey to heal that heart chakra. All right. So we have Archangel Sandalphon and we have planetary cycles. And look at, like, that to me, I'm just seeing a depiction of your chakra system. So this heart healing, you know, to the heart chakra is a healing to your entire chakra system. And Archangel Sandalphon wants to come in and help you with that. And, you know, usually Archangel Raphael is the Archangel of healing. But for you guys, Archangel Sandalphon's coming in, and with planetary cycles, wants to help you understand, like, the cycles of this life journey as well as past lives, and, you know, tie all these energies together for you and create this big, beautiful picture, how you see all things are connected, past, present, and future in this life experience, as well as, you know, previous and ones yet to be experienced. This is actually pretty deep. Through this heart chakra healing, it's an expansion to consciousness and awareness of self, of journey, of place in the universe, and, you know, lifting that really heavy like blanket off of you, where I just feel like a lot of responsibility, a lot of seriousness. I don't have time to laugh. I don't have time to play. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. And it's like, it's time to really shift your perception about that. Drop into your heart space. Call upon Archangel Sandalphon, call upon Jesus, call upon Venus, and ask for that deep, deep heart healing, and for the, you know, revelations that you need to find forgiveness, to not take things so seriously, to accept the life that, you know, you've been given and that you've been experiencing, and have happiness and optimism and excitement for the future and, you know, what could be. So let's pull some tarot. It's like allow yourself to fall in love. Fall in love with everything. Fall in love with yourself. Fall in love with life. Fall in love with beautiful smells. Like fall in love with everything. Also do a lot of heart chakra meditations and healings. There are a ton of them on I was going to say there's a ton of them on Facebook. Don't ask where that came from. There's a ton of them on YouTube. Maybe some of you saw something on Facebook and that's just a little synchronicity for you to go back and check that out, or it's going to show up on Facebook. But, you know, heart chakra meditations and healing will benefit you guys enormously. And, you know, you've got to do it for several days in a row, a week, 2 weeks, 30 days. It's just different for all of you depending on how deep the imbalance is here. All right. So in the past, we have the 9 of water, and this is overflowing, fulfilled, gratification, and wellness. In the present, we have the Steward of Stones, which this is all about coming into new insights and learning. That would be the Page of Swords in a standard tarot deck. And then in the future, we have the Tempest, overwhelming, wild, untamed, severe. Okay, so the reason why your spiritual team drew you into the heart chakra is because it's to a point where you've really got to address it, become aware of it, acknowledge it, and take steps towards healing and balancing this heart chakra. Because if not, it's like things are going to spiral even more out of control. And you see, it's like these are all like different dimensions, and based on the choices that you make in this life is how you switch in and out of different dimensions. And it's time for wish fulfillment. Okay, things of the past that didn't happen, that didn't work out as hoped, as planned, as expected, it's time to heal the heart chakra from that, and, you know, have optimism and excitement for what's up ahead, and not expect that, you know, the worst is in store or things are never going to get better. Because right here, it's like energetically, karmically, you're owed a boost to your finances, your resources, you know, vitality to your physical body. Some of you, this could be like a romantic partnership, but there's a boost to second house energy for you guys, and it comes in very strong once you get that heart chakra balanced and healed. So let's pull some more cards. Spiritual evolution, set your heart free. That speaks volumes. Yes, this heart healing is going to allow you to evolve, your consciousness to expand, which will shift you and how you perceive your past, present, and future. And it will also help you enjoy life a bit more. Okay, and now we have clear and activate, create sacred space. This is all about you meditating, doing meditations to balance your chakras, especially that heart chakra, connecting to Archangel Sandalphon, connecting to Jesus, connecting to Venus. I also recommend getting some Reiki if you can on your heart chakra. You know, it may take a couple of different sessions, but it's time for you to shift into the dimension of the life where you are enjoying life, where you are having fun, where, you know, there's not this insecurity around resources or relationships or your physical health, your physical body. It's really time for you to enjoy life and be happy. And that's what your spiritual team wants you to focus on, to help bring forth the answer or solution to whatever it is that you asked about. All right, so advice is to feel your innate sense of truth, develop open-mindedness. So they're calling you out a little bit and saying, you know, even if you think it's all hokey, meditate, heart chakra healing, work with crystals, look at different oracle decks, tarot decks to work with to help bring insight. Ask, you know, Archangel Sandalphon to align you to all resources and things that you need to help you with this journey, to help you with this healing, forgiveness, and release, so you can shift into this other dimension, you know, it's a different experience. But if you don't heal the heart, it's like it is the same up ahead, and it's time for you to shift out of that. And your spiritual team coming in very strong to help you with that. So those are the messages for you. I hope that this has helped, and I am wishing you guys nothing but love and light. Take care. Okay, so for this seventh symbol, your spiritual team has led you to your sacral chakra as the solution and answer to what you are asking about. And this is the candle that is representation of the sacral chakra. So watch the flames and draw the energy from this candle into your sacral chakra during this reading. So we're going to pull a sacral chakra card and see exactly what your spiritual team wants to talk about. Okay, so we have relationships coming through, and the sacral chakra is your divine feminine energy. Whether you are male or female, this is your empathy center, your intuition, your compassion, your inspiration, your passion, your desire, your sexuality. Okay, when you're excited, in many ways you can feel it down in your lower abdomen. That's you filling your sacral chakra. So whatever you are asking about, there's an imbalance in your sacral chakra, and the reason that imbalance is there is it's attached to relationships. Now, this could be a romantic relationship, this could be friendships, family ships, co-workers, or a multitude of relationships. There's just I do feel severe imbalance in that sacral chakra. And when that happens, this could be where we become incredibly sensitive and over emotional about things, where we're easily triggered. And the other side of that is where we can become very cold and distant and unemotional altogether. All right. So you could fluctuate back and forth between the two extremes as well. So for you guys, there's relationship issues that are still in your sacral chakra, and that means that you need to focus on that area of yourself and resolve and heal those issues, heal that chakra. And you do that by meditating. And for many of you, go to YouTube. If you don't have meditations that you prefer, go to YouTube. There are a ton of meditations. Look for sacral chakra healing, especially around relationships, and listen to it often and frequently, for a week, 2 weeks, 30 days, just however long it takes for you to get this chakra back in order, back in balance, and heal and resolve whatever these relationship issues are. Also, Reiki, if you can go get Reiki on this chakra, oh my gosh, it will help you tremendously. So let's pull a house card here and see what area of your life is most impacted by this sacral chakra imbalance. And you may be aware of it or you may not be aware of it. So let's see. All right, so we have the 9th house coming out. This is higher spirituality, higher learning, higher understanding. So because this imbalance is so strong in that sacral, a lot of that divine wisdom, divine insight, the divine healing from the higher realms is not like touching you. It's not penetrating you because of, this dysfunction. Like it could go through you, but it can't go all the way down through your root and ground into your, into like Mother Earth Gaia and keep you very solid in your foundation. So, a lot of the insight and healing that you've been seeking is being projected to you, but it's like you can't fully receive, like the circuit isn't totally clear. Like if you're trying to have electricity and there's a short somewhere, it's not going to get all the way through. It's only going to go to a certain point and it's not going to really do much of anything, right? So what you've been asking for, it's being projected. It's just there's such a severe imbalance in the sacral. And for women, if you are a female, when I see this, if you are single, or even if you are in a relationship, I highly, highly recommend you refrain from being sexually intimate. And even if you're a man, but especially a female, refrain from being sexually intimate with anybody for like 30 days while you're working on healing this chakra. Trust me, it matters. It will help. And learn about Kundalini and, what happens when you are physically intimate with somebody, your energy fields and how they connect, and what sticks to you and things that are taken from you. And yeah, seriously, look into that, and I highly recommend refraining from any sort of sexual activity while you work on healing this chakra. Because even sometimes when this chakra's out of balance, you could be very turned off from any sort of activity, or you could be overly sexualizing, like overly sexual. So it's different for all of you. That might not apply to everybody, but for those of you that it does, really take that advice to heart and refrain from that sort of activity, because that can also throw the sacral out of balance. And for you guys, out of all the other readings, and I have one more after you, this feels the most out of balance, very painful energies that you guys are dealing with. And the higher realms, the angels, your spiritual team, so trying to help you, but because of this, it's like it can't get through. And that's why you're drawn to this reading, to this chakra, so that your spiritual team can speak to you and tell you what you need to do and help you move forward. So let's see which archangel is coming in and trying to help you with this. Okay, so we have Archangel Jophiel, and we have forgiveness. Now, interesting is this card has all this yellow, all right? And yellow is the solar plexus, and that's the divine masculine energy. And if this is out of balance big time, you can guess that this is absolutely out of balance too, the solar plexus. So Archangel Jophiel coming in, really trying to help you with the sacral as well as the solar plexus healing and balancing and dissolving the negative energies, all that residual stuff that's hanging out in that area of your body. Many of you could be experiencing like a lot of lower back aches, stomach aches, issues going to the bathroom, like maybe you're like really clogged up, or you can't keep anything in, or fluctuates between the two. Urinary tract infections are big with sacral as well. So if you're having like a lot of different issues, even like your I think it's called the sciatic nerve down there in the lower back, if you're having a lot of issues in that area of your body, that is a telltale sign that these chakras are out of balance. And your spiritual team coming in, and with forgiveness and relationships, it is definitely time to heal. And I'm being attracted to the green as these trees are like kissing there. So to me, what I feel is like root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus chakra, and then green for the heart chakra. Like your first four chakras out of whack, but the cause of it like is here at the sacral. So if you think of like a loaf of bread, and let's say there's some mold in the loaf of bread, you'll find it's coming from one particular piece of bread that's starting to infect the other pieces of bread. That's what's going on with the sacral. Like that's where the problem is, and so it's contaminating the other chakras, and causing you more issues than you need, probably like a lot of physical ailments, a lot of emotions running through you. And your spiritual team coming in strong, along with Archangel Jophiel saying, you know what, it's time to meditate, it's time for some Reiki, really focusing on that sacral chakra 100%. All right, let's pull some more cards. In the past, we have the Five of Trees. So this is championship, rivalry, competition. This is where you feel you've really lost, like big time. You've lost, been overlooked, taken advantage of. Yeah, it's like I always lose. In the present, we have the Seven of Water, daydreams, floating, imagination. Now, this is talking about how ungrounded your energy really is in the present. And again, it goes back to the sacral chakra. And, you know, we've talked about the remedy, but also with the water coming through, you know, any forms of healing that you can think of. Open yourself up, ask spirit, what are all the forms of healing that I need right now on this journey? And you might be surprised, you know, what comes your way. It's just, it is time for you to heal. And in the future, we have the Rider of Clouds, assertive, driven, risk-taking, fearless. And see, that is the darkness riding away as the issues in the sacral resolve. And you know, once you overcome this, because it's more than just balancing your chakras, as this happens, as you're going through this process of focus, of balance, and of healing, and creating resolution for yourself, there's a lot that happens in the conscious mind. A lot of soul experience starts coming through, and you just you know, it's like you're coming into wisdom as well. And in that space, you know, different things that you tolerated, choices you made, you won't make those same choices in the future once this chakra is fully healed and you have learned everything that you could possibly gain from how it got out of balance, you know, by everything you've went through, but also really growing and expanding from the experience in which, you know, these relationships, these connections has taught you. So this is really deep and quite powerful. All right, let's pull some more cards. Living light energy, see the beauty of life. Yeah, you see that, that is you, that is your soul, that is the essence, the representation of you. And it's time for healing so that, you know, you are happy, that so that you do understand, so that you do feel better. And you have such a powerful spiritual team coming in trying to help you with this process. Now we have love and light. Act with care. Love yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Be kind to yourself. You know, you did not deserve a lot of what's happened. And, you know, distortion in chakras can start in childhood, just depending on different experiences we have and the ways that we are raised. And now your spiritual team wants to come in and heal every single aspect of you and shake this negative energy loose from you. And just, man, I just, like, it's a clog and nothing can get through. And it's hard on you, and it's time for that to shift. And your spiritual team wants to help you. And again, call upon Archangel Jophiel to help you with understanding and forgiveness, and do those meditations, get Reiki, work with crystals, you know, look up as much information as you can about sacral chakra and healing. Master the step you are on. Oh, that's beautiful. That is your advice. You've got to start here. You've got to master this, and then you can move forward. All right. So those are your messages. I hope that this has helped, and I am sending you guys so much love, light, and healing. Take care. All right, so for this last symbol, your spiritual team has drawn you to your third eye chakra, which is represented by this candle right here. So pay attention to the flame and draw the energy into your third eye chakra. Whatever you're asking about has something to do with your third eye chakra. So let's pull a card here and see what your spiritual team has to say. All right, so we have a visualization coming out. Now, with this, I'm feeling a couple of different things. This is talking a lot about you and your subconscious mind, okay, which is not what I was really expecting for the third eye, but it's talking about the beliefs in your subconscious mind, and it's time to rewrite that subconscious, and it's time to start visualizing and imagining like the best possible outcomes, your greatest imaginings, breaking the ceiling of your imagination, like really dreaming big, reaching high, having high hopes for yourself and what could be and the potential, and always focusing like there's nothing but potential, there's nothing but potential, there's nothing but potential with this, okay? Also, you receive a lot of profound insights that I feel you need to cherish a bit more and not disregard them as, you know, rambling imaginings or insignificant, because when you receive it, it does feel a bit profound to you. Really pay attention to that. Start writing that stuff down. There's like so many aspects of this flying at me that I feel there, and look at that, even the little stars there jumped out at me. There's like all these pieces to this puzzle, and you don't see how it's all connected, but it is. And it might be like you focus on one thing and you're like, oh, this is the problem, and this is you know, what I need to change or focus on. But the truth is, like, that thing is just a manifestation of something else. And so your team is trying to pull you back into yourself. Close your physical eyes and start seeing through that third eye. Start seeing the energy. Start seeing the potential and everything all around you. Ooh, wow. Okay, let's pull a house card here and see you know, which area of your life this is most impacting, whether you are aware of it or not. Ooh, we've got the first house. This is you all day long, how you see yourself, how you perceive other people see you and view you and think about you. Again, your team is saying, get out of the physical. Don't be focused on the physical manifestations. That's not the root of anything. That's just the finality of the seed, of the energetic seed. And so here it's like, close your physical eyes, go within, see through that third eye. So for you guys, a lot of third eye activation, opening, healing, balancing, those types of meditations. Do those. And you know, I feel like you've at least 2 weeks to an entire month, because along with this, you are having a major activation to the third eye, which is going to drop you into becoming much more spiritual. Even if you already are, you're going to just be sensing the energies out. It's like not just your third eye, but your whole aura, your whole energy field, like little tentacles that just sense everything around you. And it's like your team's trying to push you into experiencing and perceiving energetically, and then using that information to understand the physical and also be more in control of your personal manifestations and the insights that come to you, to not discount them, because you're very tapped in. I think part of this activation is making you become more aware of it and rewriting over that subconscious mind. That is affirmations. Sleep affirmations, you know, there's a ton of different ones you can listen to on YouTube again. And you know, is it that you need more self-love? Do you need to believe in yourself more? Do you feel like you need more money? And you know what, I just have to say this, no matter what it is that you feel is lacking in your life or you need, you should really start with listening to affirmations about self-love, because that is truly the basis of everything. And so not only do we need to work on the third eye, your team's also talking about you know, self-love affirmations to rewrite that subconscious, so that you become even more aware of all the potential that is there for you, that's around you. Let's see which archangel is trying to help you with this. Archangel Gabriel, vindication. Okay, so Archangel Gabriel is the divine messenger from the higher realms. There you go. Yes, yes, yes. This is an awakening. This is a paradigm shift. This is a consciousness shift happening for you. And in that space, through that process, whatever you are asking about, the solution comes, the answer comes to you. And it might be completely different than what you're expecting, because again, it's like you're relying too much on physical sense and reality for answer solution. And your team is like, nope, you've got to go into self, look through that third eye, receive the divine messages from the higher realms, and it's going to shift your perception, how you see yourself, how you see others, how you see your situations. And again, something about potential, like I just cannot get past that. All right, let's pull some tarot. Spirit of water, breathtaking, sublime, ingenuity, impact. Yeah, I like that. This is the past. So it is time for a beautiful spiritual awakening to happen for you, and for you to get more in control of the emotional body, become the master of your emotional body, which is a big part of manifesting, right? And the emotional body isn't just to be triggered into feeling certain emotions, happiness, sadness, all of those things. No, it's much more than that. Your emotional body is also a tool in how you experience energy, all right? And so here in the past, this is the beginning of this activation, this change taking place inside of you. And now here is the Three of Trees in the present, and this is enterprising, venture, negotiation, foundation. This is the energies coming together for you. Three of Trees, mind, heart, soul. Okay, it's like a beautiful alignment for you. Energies coming together for you. And lastly, we have the Rider of Stones, hardworking, sensible, dependable, and duty. This would be the Knight of Pentacles in a standard tarot deck. So what this tells me is this activation, this change of getting you to experience more from an energetic sense, is actually part of your journey going forward. It's long lasting, like you are truly shifting and changing in who you are, and it comes from this third eye, the, you know, activation. I feel it's more of activation opening more than like healing needed. So as far as the meditations, it would be about activating that third eye, and then again the positive affirmations to rewrite that subconscious mind about what you feel is possible for you and the way that you view yourself. All right, let's pull some more cards. Okay, so we have eternal union, new love is forming. And you know, this new love is forming is talking about a couple of different things here. It's talking about the love for yourself through these self-love affirmations, and that it changes everything. I promise you, even if it's like you need money, you need a job, you want a romantic partner, you want to lose weight, it doesn't matter what it is. Starting with self-love is like the basis, the foundation in which you're building that energy, you're rewriting that subconscious. And from that space of self-love, self-honor, then you make good choices, and you do just naturally start changing and moving into the behaviors and the habits that you need to help you in achieving what it is that you desire in this life. And then for others of you, all of this has to do, you know, with helping. This is part of the process in an alignment with a very significant relationship in your life. Many of you, that is romantic. Others of you, this will be more of like a soulmate friend, somebody that's like your sister, your brother. Doesn't have to be by blood, but it's just like that strong bond between two people, okay? And now we have between worlds, new direction. Look at that. Yes. See? Through this third eye activation and these rewriting that subconscious, man, it is changing you. You are going to become somebody that you maybe thought you would never be, just so full of life and energy. And again, seeing the potential, having excitement, being connected into the higher realms. Okay, let's pull some advice. Express your love through your deeds. Oh, look at that. Here's some more love energy. Yeah. As you love and honor self, and that becomes the main programming of you and what you operate from, it changes everything, and you have more love for life, for others, more empathy, more compassion. And again, seeing things through your energy, through your third eye. And that's where you see the root of all things rather than being so focused on the physical, because that's the final manifestation, all right? So those are your messages. I hope that this has helped, and I am wishing you guys all the very best. Take care.